This time, let us now do with the dependent and independent variables. How to determine that? It's very easy to determine to classify whether a variable is a dependent and independent. Let's do this example. No work, no pay. So, if you are working at Manuel's Resort and earns 50 pesos per hour, suppose you only works 2 hours in the first day and 8 hours in the second day and 5 hours in the third day. Compare your daily salary. So question number 1, how much you can earn in a longer hours? How about in shorter hours? So in order to determine this, let us draw a table. The first row will be the number of hours of work. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And your earnings. So, if you will work for 1 hour, you will earn 50 pesos. So, if you will work for 2 hours, how much you will earn? Obviously, you will double the 50 pesos. So, it becomes 100 pesos. Next, how about you work for 3 hours? It's additional 1 hour. So, therefore, you will gain 150 pesos. For 4 hours, so just add 50 pesos. So, therefore, it will become 200 pesos. For 5 hours, it's 250 pesos. For 6 hours, it's 300 pesos. And for 7 hours, it's 350 pesos. For 8 hours, it's 400 pesos. So, if you will work for 8 hours in second day, you will earn here 400 pesos. And for 5 hours on the third day, you will earn here 250 pesos. So, the question is how much you can earn in a longer hours? It's obviously the longer hours that you work, the much earnings you will earn. So, the bigger the value that you will earn. Next, what are the variables in the situation? So, obviously, there are 2 variables that we have. 2 variables. The first is the number of hours of work. And the second variable is our earnings. The money that we earn if we work. So, these are the 2 variables. Number 3, which variable depends on the other? Controls the other. So, this time, in this question number 3, we are to determine already which is the dependent and the independent variables. Obviously, if we say dependent, it is depending. It cannot stand alone. It needs other to be alive, to live, because it is dependent. While independent, if it is independent, they can stand alone without the help of others. They can live alone. They can survive without the help of others. So therefore, it is independent. So again, if it is dependent, it needs others. It needs help from the others. While independent, it does not require help. It can stand alone. It will live alone. Our number of hours is our independent variable, and our earnings is dependent variable. Our earning depends on the number of hours. The bigger the number of hours, the longer the number of hours, the much is earning. Number 4 question. In an equation, y equals the quantity of f and x, in which you will multiply f and your x, what variable represents x? And how about y? So, it's very simple. We're in our independent variable here is our x. Our x is our independent variable, and our y here is our dependent variable. So therefore, we can say that using this equation, y equals f, multiply it with x, it will become y. Our fix here is our 50 pesos. 50 pesos per hour. So therefore, 50, multiply it with the number of hours. Example, 2. 50, multiply it with 2 will give us 100. How about 8? Y equals f of x, f multiply it with x, our f will be 50 and our x is 8, working for 8 hours, so multiply it will give us 400 pesos. How about if it is 10 hours of working? There is already an overtime of 2 hours because the normal working hours is only 8 hours. Beyond that, it's already overtime. So what if you made an overtime? So you work for 10 hours. So f of x, your f will be 50 pesos and your x is 10 hours. So 50 multiply it by 10 will give us 500 pesos. That's how simple it is in determining a dependent and independent variables.